Let's dive into this.
Cool. Let's go.
Simply fish and chips. Oh, very good presentation, I might add.
It is. That's a solid 9.5, I think. Or
Well,
at least looks that good.
It does look good.
Where to start?
All right, ketchup.
Oh, go on then, yeah.
Do you know what? I'll let you administer that yourself, I think.
Take a little bit of ketchup somewhere.
Oh yeah.
There we go, make a space.
Oh, if you can't tell, by the way, we're filming this and it's like 35 degrees.
It's a little bit warm.
Yeah, we chose a great day for this.
But we're in the shade,
Yeah.
which is good.
Well, I'm sure the winter
There you go.
episodes of this are when we sitting there in a woolly hat. So, you know,
Yeah, they're going to be interesting.
yeah, not as fun as this one.
Going to be interesting.
Here
So,
we go.
Taste of this.
I'm not sure what I'm doing. I've just kind of made a right mess of this, as in
Good.
true Holly style. Are they good?
Really good.
What's important to you within a good fish and chips?
The fish. Right?
Oh.
I will probably leave some of these chips because I'm not a huge chip fan. But fish, good batter. Not too crispy.
Okay.
Not too light. It has to be firmish.
I'm all about the chips, and I'm going to give you a bit of a hack. If you have leftovers, put them in the freezer. I know, no one ever does this. I don't know why. Put them in the freezer, and then take them out, and you put them in the oven, like 180 degrees, 10 minutes. Oh my God, they'll go really crisp, but like soft on the inside.
Oh, I've done that with pizza before.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
Never with chips.
Honestly, fish,
But then-
but it's got to be fish and chip shop chips. It's a game changer.
Usually, there's not many left.
Oh.
I'll be honest. Not gonna
Fair
lie.
enough.
Right.
That is actually really good, even though I'm getting third-degree burns on my legs. Okay, so Craig,
Okay.
how did you end up in recruitment?
How did I end up? So, I had got made redundant from my job.
Which was?
Which was at that time I was working for a sofa company.
A sofa company?
Selling furniture.
Oh, nice.
And the guy was shutting the business down. So applied for lots of jobs. One of them was to work in a tech company selling websites that specifically sold into the recruitment industry.
Okay.
So I arranged the interview with Darren, who's still my boss to this day. So like 13 years now, I think we've worked together in 3 different businesses. And the plan was that he needed to get an office. He needed to get an office to host us, and that took a while. So I think for 6 months I hounded him every week to get this job.
Wow. And do you remember applying for the job?
I do. I remember it quite distinctly because there's a few funny stories around it. First of all, he took a while to get an office, and I hounded him, which kind of cemented my job because at the time I think it was for a business development manager role.
Okay.
So, I just proved to him that I was chasing that lead down. Second of all, when we eventually had the interview, I unfortunately had a tooth knocked out when I was younger and playing rugby.
Uh-oh.
Going a day before the interview, I bit into a chalk ice and the tooth fell out. So I had to
A
call...
chalk ice?
A chalk ice of all things.
Wow.
Yeah, laughable. So of all things, I had to then call Darren and say, I really want to have this interview, but I'm a little bit worried. And he said, well, what's wrong? I've got a tooth missing and I look awful. And he told me it was fine. We met in the Costa, he laughed at me. It broke the ice, I got the job, and here we are today.
Wow. And do you know what? I think what I take from that story is that you just absolutely owned it. Like, you owned it, you were honest, you were upfront about it. And then when you really wanted that job, that consistency and you just being really resilient and call. Did you call him every week? Calling, WhatsApping?
I was emailing him, called him, WhatsApped him. I think, you obviously know Darren, great guy. When I met him, I believed in what he was wanting to do, and I thought I could work with this guy. This could be fun.
Yeah.
I was really sort of bought into it. So I think I took another job in the meantime. I had to wait 6 months almost to join him, but yeah, best move I ever made.
And have you been okay at eating chalk ices since?
Yes, thankfully now the tooth is okay.
Okay,
It's all
so
sorted.
if you were to launch your version of this, you could do it over eating chalk ices.
Probably yes. Although I might. Well, no, I'm okay with the chalk ices now. Just about.
On a
No PTSD.
good. On a side note, M&S do the best chalk ices. So
Yeah.
M&S do one, and it's filled with coconut ice cream. I am a big enthusiast for coconut. It's good. I also do a pistachio one and salted caramel one. It's changed my life.
Pistachio one, I think I could go
All right.
with. Coconut, maybe not so much,
Oh.
but I'll have to try them.
I
I'll take your word
I
for
love
it.
that. I love that story for you. I think that is a really great story. I love everyone's falling into recruitment story because everyone's is so different, and yet everybody has a really great story about it as well.
I mean, I'll be honest, I had very little understanding of recruitment. Obviously, I've been through the recruitment process a few times, but and I've even interviewed, I think, for a recruitment agency once. That's their loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, had no idea, and Darren had to sort of explain to me in depth frequently what these different tech tools were and what a CRM was and a multi-poster and all these different things. But yeah, here we are.
You learned, and you got there now, and you've now been in the industry for 13, 14
Almost
years?
14 years now, yeah.
And it's changed a lot in that time.
An awful lot. I think, back then we were selling websites, really just websites, and now we're selling tech, right? We're selling a tech platform.
So you've just said you were selling websites, you're now selling a tech platform. So are you telling me that when I say my website is a website,
Yep.
does that make you go, oh God, because Holly, no, your website is way more than a website. It is a whole thing.
It can be if it's used in the right way. And I think that's the difference, is there's every different type of business will use it in a very different way. For some people, it is just simply something they have to have. A startup business, when they're cold calling people to say, we've got this great business that you should work with, they just want something that looks good and ratifies who they are, right?
Yeah.
Gives them credibility. Those that are a bit more focused on marketing can really use it as a tool, right? A lead generation tool. It does all the things that a startup wanted to do, but they can start to use it as almost a biller, right? It can really start to make differences. And same for you, if you utilize how you use it.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of a panic because I don't think our website is currently very good now. Like we set it up, however, 3 years ago, and it does a job.
Yeah.
So don't all go and start looking at the website quickly. Don't do that. No, but no, it's okay. It does the job, but we don't put as much into it as we should. And when that is the shop window of what we have, that needs to be updated. It needs to be used right.
And I think that's the type of conversation I have pretty much every day. We speak to all different sizes of businesses. The first thing I do is sense check whether or not we're a good fit for them, because as a business we want to add value, right? We don't want to be just their website provider that they buy a website, it's an expensive website they're going to do nothing with, then it's just a cost rather than something that adds value. So yeah, it is about how you use it.
What is your biggest bugbear when it comes to websites?
Biggest bugbear? Seeing websites that could do so much more. I speak to so many. I have spoken to so many founders over the years that are obsessed about the aesthetics, the look and feel, and the look and feel plays a part, right? Everybody likes to look good. Your website is an extension of your business. It needs to capture attention, but it's much deeper than that. It's much more about how that user experience is. Is it good for candidates? Is it good for clients? Is it good for users? Is it quick? Yeah. Can they find what they want quickly? Because nowadays people have got a very short attention span, right? It needs to be 2 clicks away. So I think pretty but clunky websites, that's the real annoyance for me. Ones that have a video that lasts 10 minutes and people have clicked off after 3 seconds.
Interesting. My biggest bugbear is stock imagery, and
God.
I have banned it on our website. If you go onto our website and find stock imagery, please let me know. But yeah, I've banned it because for our website and the work that we do, we're very people focused. We're a consultancy. It's all about our team.
Yeah.
So I really wanted our website to reflect that. So everything we put out is kind of photos of us, which I think is really, really crucial. Obviously, we can get away with that because we invest in photography to get that working. But yeah, that's my biggest bugbear.
I think there's a balance with that. 10, 12 years ago, stock imagery was all people had.
Yeah.
People didn't have the camera phones they have now. You take a picture on your camera phone, it looks terrible on a website. So we see many more now investing in having good photography because recruitment is a people business. Showcase your people, they're the biggest asset you've got. But equally, stock images is a lot better now. It isn't just a generic man in tie sat at a desk talking to a woman in a business suit, right? Because that is the image we've seen on thousands of sites, particularly in recruitment.
Exactly, yeah. And obviously you're not going to go out there and do a photo shoot next to a wind turbine if you're in energy. But I think it's that balance, isn't it?
Yeah,
Interesting.
It is.
The world of recruitment has changed a vast amount over the last 5, even 2 years. Obviously, AI, I can imagine, has had a massive impact in the work that you guys are doing at SourceFlow. So how is it actually impacting either the products that you deliver or how you build those products for your clients? Because I can imagine you're probably being a bit more efficient now.
A lot more efficient. I mean, I'd go as far to say in the past 6 months, the speed of change in our business has been huge, huge. And we're seeing it on every business we talk to. I mean, only yesterday we sat with a lot of a lot of clients that we work with and a lot of other businesses in the recruitment sector, and talked about some of the challenges, and everybody's embracing AI, right?
Yeah.
2 years ago, people were scared of it. The way we've started to do it is, over the last 2 years, we started to embed parts into the platform to help our clients do more quicker. Let's be honest, in recruitment, the majority of AI is about efficiency. And then it's getting that embedded into workflows that can help you get more and ultimately give you more time to spend for that human connection, right?
Yeah.
So how it's changed us, well, we are building all sorts of weird and wonderful and great tools right now, just to help drive efficiencies with other tools.
Nice.
To help bridge what we do. We're almost getting to a point now where we can build a self-optimizing website, right? Which,
wow.
Back in the days where marketers were typically the first people that got cut because the people wanted to cut costs. Now, you can have a marketer that can have a digital team behind them, all built from agents that can do all the things that they need to do. So they're far more efficient, far more effective. And actually, what it means now is that more recruitment agencies should be able to market their business far better, more efficiently, and compete with bigger teams.
And I think also market the right stuff. If you're getting regular content out there, ChatGPT is going to pick that up, and you need really qualified people to manage your website, to do the SEO, to do the imagery, to do the copywriting, and actually building agents within that to help. I can imagine it's been an absolute game changer for so many of your clients.
It just makes, I think recruitment marketers, and I've worked with recruitment marketers for well over a decade, have always had to be like a Swiss Army knife. They have to have so many different facets: SEO, content writing, graphic design. And for most of them, that's not been their forte. They've come in because they've had one skill, and then they've had to adapt and develop. And the speed that people have had to adapt in the last 12 months has been crazy.
Yeah, and I think marketers sometimes get a bit of a bad rep. Like they're just the colouring in department, or they get told to jazz things up a little bit. But there's so much more than that, and I think I'm hoping that the kind of bringing AI and upskilling those people even more is going to be fantastic for them to really solidify their role, and actually why marketing and that element of the business is so crucial to the whole recruitment life cycle.
I think the thing I see in recruitment is that a lot of recruitment businesses are founder-led, right? You've got a founder that's probably sat there in a small office with his pal with a laptop, or her pal with a laptop and a phone and a little black book, and they've just BD'd their way through it.
Yeah.
That is a great way to do things and get things started off. But imagine that with them an engine behind you from a marketing perspective to help drive that, reinforce that. That is the missing trick that a lot of people are missing, right? In my opinion, the best businesses I see in the recruitment space have a good marketing team. They've got a great brand, and people buy your brand before they buy anything, right?
Yeah.
So
we're very fortunate that when I set up the business, I put a lot of money and time into building a really good marketing function, and that has helped our brand. That people therefore kind of know what we do. We even though we do something really, really, really niche, we've kind of become the go-to people in that space because of that. And investing in that area has been fantastic, and I would never look back at that.
Money well spent. I mean, we're very lucky. We've got a fantastic marketer in Will, who's really driven our brand. We had a rebrand earlier this year. It's been really well received. Yeah. We stepped up to the next level. We're 4 years old as a business, and it has to change, and it's really done that. We get an awful lot of leads inbound through the good work that he does. So yeah. And
as a startup, I also I've been going 3 years. Am I still a startup?
You're probably on that verge of becoming a scale-up now, right? Because that's where we've just gone. We've just gone through that journey now.
That's exciting. Okay, I'm going to do some research into that, and I'll change my mindset on that. But I know that our marketing isn't perfect. Our website isn't perfect, but it gets us enough. Like, I'm sitting here now thinking, oh God, we need to do more on SEO. We need more images. We need more content. We need more lead magnets. But I also know that it does enough, and I'd rather have a million things at 95% than one singular perfect thing, because that's what stalls you. So we kind of get to that level and then do a little bit more, get that to 95%, and then gradually everything will hopefully be at 100%. But we've got a lot of stuff at 95, which is good.
Just like technology, I mean, it changes all the time. Marketing is never done, right? And it's a story that's going to evolve all the time as your business evolves. As our business, we've had 3 websites now in 4 years. And probably would have had more if we'd have had the time and resource and weren't busy building other people's websites. Because who we were at the start, we were building software and websites, but actually who we are now is very different. Yeah.
And you've got to practice what you preach, right?
Absolutely.
So you have got to have a good website, because it's your shop window of your entire business, and if that doesn't look good, you've got to stick that. and really make sure that's at the forefront of what you do, which I think is fantastic.
It's exactly what we do. I mean, we use our website in the same way we expect our clients to use their website, right?
Yeah.
It's a lead generation tool, and we're very fortunate. We don't have a huge commercial team, but what we do have is a very good marketing strategy and a lot of inbound leads that we can convert. So it works. It's effective.
And you do a lot of events.
Yeah.
Events are a really big part. Do you do that for marketing? Do you do that for sales? Like, where does that come into sort of your focus as a business?
I think it covers many touch points. We go to events, but we also now put on our own events, which we've done successfully now for coming up to 2 years. I remember the first event we did, there was 20, 30 people. Now we're up to nearly 100 people every time, and it's growing. It's a real blend. We invite prospects to them, we have clients that come to them, there's industry peers and people like yourself come to them. But it's a no selling environment from our side. It's more about meet people, because it's, again, recruitment is a people business. So people meet you, they learn from you, they realise you're not just a salesperson that's trying to sell them something. You give them some value back, and actually in time, because it's cyclic, people change what they do every few years. That time comes around, you're then trusted, and I think trust is important.
I think what we do really well as an industry is everyone holds overall really, really good events, and people generally show up and they're ready to learn, and they really love that networking and that value side of it, and they're so willing to share with others. Like, I've not been in the industry that long, but I remember when I first started, it was, no, we don't speak to other agencies. We don't want to know what they're doing. We don't want to share. We don't want to do that. And that, I think COVID had a massive part to play in that. Everything has changed.
Absolutely.
And now everybody shows up, they level up, they help each other out, they share things, they jump on Teams calls to help each other out. And that's phenomenal. Like, there's such an amazing sense of community, and I really hope that stays. And I think that has done our industry wonders over the last probably 3 years now. No, 6 years maybe. And I love the community that we have within it, and I think that's one of the reasons why I love this industry. Like, I'd struggle to work in another industry because I don't think we'd have that same network.
I think you've hit the nail on the head there. I think two things you said there. Network, right? We've both got a very big but overlapping network, which everybody gets on. There's people in there that are competitors, from a tech perspective, but equally from a recruitment perspective. And it's nice to see them become a community. Yeah. Because it's a big industry, but it's a small community. Yeah. And it's nice to see people, helping each other. It's not about, I want to win them. Everyone wants to win, right? Everyone wants to win. But equally, we're a lot more human, I think.
We don't have a massive customer pool to go after, and there are other people out there who do what we do. But I'm also cool with that, because I know that people will choose my business to work with for a reason. Yeah. They'll choose that person for a reason, and that company isn't a good fit for us, but that person over there would be a great fit for them. And I'm cool with that. And actually, I'm really happy for whoever they choose, because actually all that I care about is that those people get the help and the support they need. If that's through us, great. If it isn't, do you know what? I'm also okay with that. The main thing is they get the help. What I don't want them to do is pick nobody and not get any sort of help and stay where they are for another 24 months. Like, pick a lane and it's cool, whoever you go with, I don't mind.
I agree with that. I mean, going back to what we said earlier about how people use their website. We turn as many people away as we do that we work with, because we're not right for them. It's nothing personal. It's that we want to add value, and quite often hand over leads to other people in my industry that do what we do, but on a different level. Because if you can give something back, then when they are right for you, they'll remember that, and that's worked time and time again. Quite a few times I've passed someone off to someone else. That's worked for a period of time. Their business has changed. They then come back, and I think. You've got to be human, right? You've got to help where you can. Yeah, so I have kind of three core beliefs that I believe from running our business. These are different to like our company values. This is what I believe as a business owner. So number one, I believe like you should hire good people, like the best people that you can get, because it shows. And I think you're only as good as the people that you have. Number two is that you need to like believe in the problem that you solve. Find the problem. Solve it time and time again for those customers. And everything you do, your training, your delivery, your marketing, your selling, comes back to solving that problem. And then thirdly, my third and one of the most important ones to me is you need to believe beyond yourself. Yeah. So what that means to me is, like any networking opportunity, you need to give back to others. So what that looks like is, like you've just said, we pass leads on to other people. I don't want anything in return. Nope. We give value out to others.
We don't want anything in return. And guess what? It comes back in return.
It absolutely does.
And therefore, because we're giving so much to other people, then it becomes your business extends beyond the walls of your business. I call them evangelists. And on our database, people like yourself are coded up as an evangelist because you don't work at, it's cute, isn't it? You don't work at Restack, you're probably not going to work at Restack, but I know that you're going to be an ambassador of ours. And if you're at an event and someone's got a problem that we can solve, we're in there. And
100%.
Those three beliefs have driven us, and my business wouldn't be here now if we didn't have all of that behind, and those beliefs behind it.
It's really important that you understand what problems you solve, but equally what other people in your network can solve. Because for me, it's about making sure the customer's first, right?
Yeah.
It's the customer, and if I can't help you, well, actually, I can put you in touch with someone that can. You know, I was talking to a chap yesterday. I can't help him with the problem. It's not a product we solve, not a problem we solve. But actually, I do know several other people, and because I've got the benefit of a big network, it's like, I'll put you in touch with these guys. You know, they sound like they can solve your problem. And again, if there is ever a time that I can help them, I'm pretty sure that, oh, Craig helped me at some point. If not, it doesn't really matter. Either way, it's about making sure he gets to his objective.
Exactly.
And he sort of deals with the challenges he's got.
And sometimes, even in the work that we do, like, I can't solve it for them. There's not an answer. And I sometimes don't have a bit of technology or recommendation either. But I just have to own it, and I say, I'm really sorry. Like, this is a computer says no problem, I say. And if I can solve it, and one day I will, that I will help you with that. And actually, I had a problem. I asked you about it yesterday, and you're now trying to solve it for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you're nearly there with it.
We
So
pretty much are.
But people are also okay if you kind of go, we can't do that for you. But
be
then,
honest.
yeah,
You've got to be honest,
yeah.
right? It doesn't cost anything to be honest. All you're going to do is take someone's time going through a problem that you can't fix.
Yep. And we're in recruitment. They want you to be honest.
Yeah, yes, be straight.
So, what trends are you seeing in recruitment at the moment?
I think the one acronym we all hear every single day has got to be AI, right? And there's so many people experimenting with AI. You've got founders building stuff at night in their bedroom. Hi, Matt. Our founder does it all the time. We've got a team of developers that we've upskilled, and I think what I'm starting to see now is more and more people with AI in their job title in recruitment businesses, which is encouraging.
Yeah.
Because it's as big a change, if not a bigger change, than the internet.
Yeah.
I can remember life before internet, weirdly. An email, people said it would just
Do you
be
have a dial-up
fad.
telephone?
Had a dial-up
And then-
telephone, that horrible noise that it used to make.
And then if you wanted to go on the computer to go on MSN, on MySpace, or Bebo, you then couldn't have any calls in. Sorry, Nan.
Yeah, you had to have a second
Yeah.
line, the second socket put in.
Yeah, or we had a second line
we had
because
a
I was on
second
MSN
socket.
so much. My dad needed it for work, so I was one of the lucky ones.
Or you'd be mid-call and hear that horrible screeching sound. I'm on the phone.
Oh,
Would be
those
what-
were the days.
when people used to call
Yeah.
your home phone. Wow.
The home phone.
I don't have one.
No, even my mum and dad have just got rid of a home phone, and that's saying something.
Yeah, my mum still has one. But yeah, so it's something that not many people have.
But I
anymore.
will always remember my home phone number and all of my friends' phone numbers. I haven't, from when I was probably 10 years old, I can remember my best friends' phone numbers.
Yeah.
I haven't rung that number for 20 years.
I can remember my first home phone number from many years ago.
I might ring it later and see what happens.
Crikey, yeah.
I'll probably go to someone else, hello, and I'll be like, yeah,
This
you're
used
not
to
my
be
mum.
phone number. What an awkward conversation that would be. Oh,
Yeah.
well, it's not anymore. Bye.
Or it could be the start of a great film.
It could be.
You never know. You never know. And do you think there's going to get to a point when we're all going to have a bit of AI fatigue, and the AI that we're seeing has just got too much, so we all kind of get a bit sick of it?
I think for some people that's already happened. I can only look at sort of my own way. I've used AI for a couple of years now. We've used AI on our platform for a couple of years. But then the stuff we're building now, or the stuff I'm seeing people build now, is just like beyond what I'd have thought about 6 months ago. So, personally, I took a step back for a little while. Like, take stock of it. What can this? Because you can't do everything, right? You've got to just work out what is your priority. What do you want to achieve? What's going to help you in your day to day?
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I've segmented it. And I think, yeah, absolutely, people are, you just got to use it for what you feel is valuable, not try to do it for everything.
Yeah, and I'm really conscious that sometimes I ask AI to do things that I can do, and obviously I know that's the point of it, but I was doing a LinkedIn post on the way here, and I'd spent 5 minutes trying to edit the post within Claude, and I thought, I could have just written that. And do you know what? I should have just written that, because I still have a brain. I need to use it, and I'm sitting here on the tube. I'm going to be sitting here for the next hour anyway. I might as well use my brain to do what I should be doing.
I think with a use case like that, AI is like the polish, right? That's
Yeah.
all it does.
Oh, I don't know. See, I'm starting. You know, that was that whole thing when like ChatGPT came out, and it was like, right, the big line. It's really obvious ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I'm now just reading stuff. And I read an email this morning from a client, and it was so obvious. They'd put it into ChatGPT and stuck it back out again. And I was a bit like, okay, I get it. We've all been there, but I was like, it's just so obvious. We're going through a sales cycle with them, and I kind of want a human to come back to me. Even though I know it was, it didn't sit well with me.
I tend not to use it so much for replies. If I'm trying to answer a complex question, I might run it through it and then put my own thoughts into it. But again, recruitment's a relationship business, and I think I try my hardest to use the tech, but still that human touch point and be real. I think there's other things where using AI is great.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We've upskilled all of our developers within our team over the last 12 months. So you give AI to someone like me that's not a developer, I'm going to do some good things. But you give it to someone that's already highly skilled as a developer, they're a superhero, right?
Yeah.
It's a superpower, and that's what we're seeing. The sort of leaps and bounds, and down to things the way we can make things integrate that would take weeks now, take a lot less time.
What I think is also going to happen, and I think, I know it's already happening, is people are bringing and using AI to now get consultants to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. So we hosted an event yesterday, so you were there, and we said to about the 50 people in the room, what skill is going to come back in the next 6 months, the most important? They all said picking up the phone. Human conversations, phone. And I've got clients who are telling me they want to create recruitment businesses like call centres.
Making them calls is something that we want to see more and more people do, right? And I think, my first job was selling double glazing, right? Some of which I was knocking on people's doors and getting them slammed in my face. Others I was calling for a phone book, literally a phone book, just calling Mr. Smith, Mrs. Smith, and picking up the phone and again getting the phone slammed down on me. So I've work lists. I don't think recruitment is a business where you should operate like a call centre, because it's relationship. And if you have a KPI of 100 or 150 or 200 calls to make a day, have you got time to build that relationship properly? Have you got time to invest in that conversation? Are you going to sound like your time precious, or are you going to sound like a real human that just wants to engage?
So the way I see it working is that, and I'm talking about calling candidates who haven't been spoken to for 5 years, and I think we're calling them, checking in, and if they're, actually you could use a screener to do this, couldn't you? And then you pass them on to an actual recruiter who's then going to move and nurture that relationship if they're looking and if they're still in the industry.
I think again, we think about recruitment, and the successful businesses typically are those that are really good at a niche. Right? They master their craft, they understand their market, they can talk the language.
Yeah.
If you've got a room full of battery hens hitting the phone, just trying to get hold of people, are they going to have the valuable conversations? Are they going to have that time to invest in that conversation? I think more calls, absolutely. Yeah. But more quality calls rather than volume would be what I would look at.
So we need to make sure they're being trained really well.
I think using AI to train them, right? We someone mentioned this yesterday. Using AI to build out a sort of training tool for calls and objections and dealing with client calls and objections. Right?
That is such a good idea. You've just given me another business idea.
There we go.
Right, quick, let's go. Stop filming. I need to go build something.
But
that is such a good idea.
Yeah.
Why have I not done that yet?
I mean, there's so many different ways that you can use it, but I think we've got to have more conversations. That's a fact. But it's got to be more quality conversations. If it is just conversation for conversation's sake and numbers, then I think we're missing the whole point.
Yeah. Fair. I do agree with you.
Because you could argue then, if it was just about numbers, AI could do it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Interesting.
So where's the value?
Yeah. I just can't sit in recruitment businesses anymore in silence. It's shocking.
No.
How is this a thing? LinkedIn is one of the worst things that has happened to our industry. I know that's really controversial, but I go into businesses and people are sitting there in silence because they're messaging. Hello, pick up the phone.
One of the things I'm not great at, and it's a failing, but not only just of me, of many people that are like me. I'm a pick up the phone and talk to people type of guy. My admin isn't the best. I get moaned at all day long. And now I'm starting to use AI to help me to prompt to do the things I need to do and segment my time. It's a time management program.
Yeah.
Because I'm very much, I'll have a call. I've got the AI notes now, which is great. They'll go into the CRM eventually. They go into the CRM, but then I'm onto another call.
Yeah.
And then I'm onto another call.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I've got 5 calls, and then something else happens, or someone will call me and it doesn't happen. So,
So I can't pick up the phone. I am phone phobic. I'd ring you every single day.
Yeah.
But I would struggle to ring one of our clients and have that call with them, let alone trying to get a proposal closed. Hence why we have a salesperson who, similar to you, is on calls, doesn't put them on the system. So I know that as a business owner, he's not going to change. He's great at what he does. So we've adapted. So we've got him a phone system that does an automatic transcription into the system. He hasn't got to deal with it anymore. So we're all happy now, and we work towards them. And I think he's happy with it.
And that's what we do. I think every single call, every single meeting, everything we do now is transcribed.
Yeah.
Right. There was even talk the other day when we are starting to have more and more face-to-face meetings. It's nice to see it coming back.
Yeah.
When we look at the success rate of face-to-face meetings, people buy from people again. So the more face-to-face meetings we have, we find the conversion rate's better. But even we're going to go old school and probably get a dictaphone or even just AI transcripts are on our phone, stick it on the table, because the stuff you miss.
Yeah.
That I'm an old school guy. I'll get the notebook out and I'll write, but I'm writing bullet points. I'm not necessarily writing the whole conversation. AI, again, that's a really great use case. And again, when we spoke yesterday, I think that was the biggest area of change that we'd seen in businesses, right? Note taking and getting that data into CRM is just an area that.
But you could get an electronic notepad, do your notes on that, and that will go straight into the system.
I could do.
You
but
could
my
do.
notes probably aren't as concise.
And my handwriting is dreadful, so it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I struggle to read my own myself sometimes, so
Same.
I'm not sure how anyone else would decipher it, or even if AI is good enough yet.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
Latin, maybe.
Is there any questions that you have for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Go for it.
So, obviously, I know you love what you do, right? And it's great, and you can see that enthusiasm. People buy that. It's contagious. If you weren't doing what you do, if you could choose any job, what would it be?
Oh, I would love to be an astronaut. Sorry, just to give. I would love to be an astronaut.
Okay.
I have no knowledge of science. I couldn't tell you why. I just think it would be really fun to go up in a spaceship, go to the moon, go to the International Space Station. I just think it would be so cool. Yeah.
So
is that a job?
2030? Is that the
You
deadline
never
we're gonna
know,
set?
guys.
Holly and the ISS?
Yeah. I would do that. I would also, I would generally love to be an astronaut. It would be so fun.
Brilliant.
I would also probably like to do something just really random. Like when I was younger, I never wanted to work in an office. So it's quite ironic now that I do. But I would probably just do something really adventurous, like be not a travel blogger. That sounds a bit lame. But like go and travel and see the world. But equally, I get to do that with what I do now.
Judith Chalmers.
Yeah. Yes. So I think mainly be an astronaut. And I think I'll be pretty good at it. I think I'll be very good. I think I'll be a great astronaut.
Have to get an AI Holly as an astronaut
Yeah.
after this, right?
Yes. But I think I don't know how well the UK Space Agency is doing, so I might have to go to NASA. I've got a NASA hoodie at home, and my office at home is space themed, and sometimes I wear my NASA hoodie and think I'm gonna get to space.
Brilliant.
But I have this very weird belief that like I'm gonna do something. You never know. Maybe one day I will be a space person. You never know. I'll bring you along for the ride.
I'm up for that.
And what would you do if you weren't doing what you do now?
Always wanted to be a pilot. So similar. Always wanted to be a pilot as a kid.
Cool.
So yeah, I'd definitely do that. I have done a few lessons in the past. Would like to pick it up again. So yeah, I'd definitely do a pilot.
And am I right in saying that technically you are a pilot because you pilot drones? Which is,
yeah.
does that count as being piloting?
Yeah, I guess that is an extension of that.
There we go.
Wanting to be a pilot, yeah.
So I'm currently working through my bucket list, and it's going all right so far. I'm really looking forward to Las Vegas.
Oh yeah.
That's going to be good. What would be on your bucket list?
Wow. That's a really good question. I think to travel the world, right? Las Vegas, I've not done Vegas. I hadn't done America until this year, and I'm fortunate enough to be been twice already.
And we were there together.
Yeah, we were, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think just travel more, see the world. I've got a very curious mind, so learning about things, seeing places, experiencing new things. My rule this year has been just to say yes more. To obviously the right things, which I have done, and yeah, it's been good. It's been a good year so far.
Oh, that's so wholesome. So you went to Texas?
Yep.
And then Boston? Yeah.
Texas. Austin was my first trip. So that was my first taste of the US.
Are you ready for some quick fire questions?
Let's go.
Describe yourself in one word.
Funny.
How would your team describe you?
Annoying.
Favourite takeaway?
Thai.
Oh, I was not expecting that. What dish?
I'd like to pick something different every time I go.
Wow,
I
blimey.
don't really have a sort of go-to.
Office work or remote work?
Again, controversial. Office work.
Yeah, I agree. You can't beat being with your team and having that.
Learn by osmosis, right?
Exactly. Okay. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm both.
Okay.
Wake up
No, you've
early,
got to choose one.
Wake up early, go to bed late. Really do. Early bird.
Yeah, you are funny. I'll give you that as well. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
So, how do you have
Proper
it?
coffee.
Proper coffee?
Proper coffee.
What does that mean?
Not instant.
Oh, God, no.
Coffee machine.
Yeah.
Bean to
Bean
cup.
to cup.
Yeah. With a bit of snob.
Coffee snobs. We'll go for coffee after.
Yeah.
Who is a leader that you admire?
In my business, probably both Matt and Darren.
And out of the business?
Out of the business, good question. Richard Branson.
Yeah. Piloting again. Yeah.
Entrepreneurial,
Yeah.
risk taker.
Do you prefer box sets or films?
Probably box sets.
Yeah. Football or rugby?
Rugby.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. Who do you support?
I don't really have a team, although I've kind of adopted Saints because I've been to a match last year.
And they've just won?
This year. And they've just won,
Yeah?
And I've watched some of the final.
Nice. And finally, what is your favourite song?
Oasis, Live Forever.
Oh, it's a cracker.
Yeah.
Would you want to sing us a little bit of it?
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I'd just ruin that song.
Wow, that has been a great chat. Thank you so much for joining
No problem,
us.
my pleasure.
So, Craig, how did you rate the fish and chips?
Fish and chips was really nice. The fish was definitely better than the chips. I'd say probably a 9.
Yeah, I think the fish was really good. I loved the fish. I'm giving it a 9.5 for the fish, but the chips were like a 6, so probably like an 8.5 from me. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, I enjoyed it.
And thank you everybody for watching. We will catch up with you next time.